All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Spawncast, episode 419 and a half? No, it's episode 420. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome. And we're going to have some fun. I got you guys for an hour, and I have a good idea for how we can, I think have some fun here. So I'm missing some people. It says on the sign that I have 2 other people, but we actually have 4 other people here. So let's go through. Let's bring them out. We're starting with Mystic Ryan. Ryan, come on out. We got here an hour and a half early and forgot to do walk-up music.
Hello, John.
Oh, how you doing?
Hello, everybody.
We have Celia B. Josie Woe, who may or may not do a backflip, we'll see. She is not, okay. And that's everyone. So let's, RGT85, come on out. That's everyone. How's everyone doing? How are we doing?
Oh, pretty good.
John, I got a question for you.
Go ahead.
You got that big pop when you talked about 420. When was the last time you indulged in that?
He's got a point. He's got a point.
Really just walking through the Hilton last night.
Okay.
There you go. Apparently it was easy enough. So I have a plan for today, okay? Because usually when we go through the podcast, like half of it are questions from the audience through Super Chats. And I thought, you know what? What if we flipped it around and anyone who is able to come up and ask a question here, we give out a prize. But you have to be able to pick. So we're going to have 2 different boxes. One probably have something good. The other one I think is still good.
Playing fast and loose with the word good.
Well, we found out the other
You'll
day.
get something. You'll get something.
It's something.
Yeah,
Like,
you get
something's
something.
better than nothing.
It's good with an asterisk.
Okay, well, whatever it is, you have to at least leave with it. You could do it after that. You could throw it away, sell it, trade it. I don't care.
You can take it to one of our lovely vendors and try and get some value out of
There
it.
you go.
Maybe even get it graded in some options.
CGC is here. CGC is here.
Yeah.
You can get a 9.9 on a nice Y-fold label.
I saw those game key cards were getting rated.
That's something.
Okay, you talk for a second, Archie. I'm going to get the boxes.
All right, thanks. So how's everyone doing? Let's make some noise here. A little quiet. Hope everyone has been enjoying their Too Many Games, adventures, and festivities. I don't know if you caught my live stream last night. It was a good time. We had some fun. And surprisingly enough, I was the first person to wake up this morning at 8:30 while they all slept like little babies.
That's surprising because you only got 2 hours of sleep and I did as well.
Yeah.
I woke up at 10.
Yeah, hey,
You know.
Experience.
How'd the annual live stream go?
It went well. I guess I had Brett watch it through
guess?
to make sure I didn't say anything too out of pocket. It was pretty clean. It was pretty clean for the most part.
Okay. So I have 2 boxes here. When you come up, you want to ask a question, respond to it, and you pick a box, okay? One of them may have a good prize in it. The other one may have a bad prize. We'll see. But if anyone wants to come up to the questions here, feel free.
We've got a taker.
Yo.
Oh, we got 2 takers.
Hey.
Now you got to have a death match to see who goes first. Oh,
Wow.
look at all these people.
I'm also Sean, also the juror. Big fan of both of you. Watching for many years. Dude, why did you change the intro?
Okay. So intros on YouTube are kind of an interesting thing. I feel like in 2025, we're kind of getting into like meta here. I feel like in 2025, there are only a few select channels that can still kind of do intros. A channel like AVGN, of course, that's an iconic thing. GameSack, very similar. My intro, for those videos, those are like evergreen videos. A lot of my videos are not evergreen. A lot of them are, time-based information. So I feel like it's better to just kind of get into starting to talk about things than make people sit through 15 to 20 seconds of something that they've seen a million times. Will I ever bring it back? That file was actually on another computer that is long gone, but I could figure out something. But yeah, that was kind of the main reason behind it, just to kind of, jump into the stuff quicker.
Well, bring it back. You miss it. I miss it.
All right, cool. Which box do you want?
Yeah, you get to pick.
Pick.
All right, John, let me pick box here. I think we should go with the ground. Hey, guys,
Put a-
guys want box number 1 or box number 2? Box
Okay.
Box number 1.
Oh.
Smart man.
Okay. You get. Yeah, ready? You get a Game Boy SP complete with Bratz diamonds with a C.
Hey. I mean,
I could run it.
no, that
It
one's
does-
from
it does
that
work.
was
No,
from the RGG
it-
closet,
It
RGG
works.
stash.
It's real.
It does work. I tested it.
I tried to steal that from Sean.
It's a really good game. We played it last night.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? So I actually owe you an apology from I think a year ago.
No,
I had no idea who you were.
that's fine. It's probably for the better.
Turns out I was subscribed to you.
Oh, okay.
I've been holding on to this for a year.
Oh,
Hello?
there we go.
You're still there.
I felt so bad. But yeah, no. Also, I had a question for Spawnwave when he gets this.
Yes, sir.
So you work a lot with computers and stuff. I was wondering if you knew anyone who did custom chassis, because when we talked at the Retro Game Store opening up in Lancaster, I showed you the 3D Blender file of the computer, but I didn't have a custom metal kind of casing. I'm still trying to figure that out. Do you know a company that does that? by
No,
any chance?
what I was doing for a custom build that I was trying to figure out was just go with carving out of wood. Is mostly because you can get CNC routers that'll cut it out, and wood is pretty good actually for a case. But if you're looking for metal, you're probably gonna go custom.
Yeah, that's true. So I guess would I cut it out of wood and then just make it metal?
I respect.
You could do wood and then metal plated because you can get thin aluminum metal that's all matte black or something, and then you can just kind of
Solder it in.
solder it or glue it or something for a design. But wood's actually pretty. Usually a lot of people use wood for the custom casing, and then
Really?
it actually
Does
works
it
pretty
just
well.
Keep the heat in? And,
Well, that and you can also because it's wood and you can screw into it, you can tap any of the specific spots you need for your screws for your motherboard.
That's only
That's
$1,500.
very. I forgot. Oh.
And then
So you just put that down, dot it with a Sharpie or something, and then that's all where standoffs are.
Does it look good, or is it I guess if you stain it and everything?
You can make it look really nice. People usually build some pretty good. They're really good woodworking stuff. I'm not that good at that stuff, but they're pretty talented. They can make some cool cases.
That might actually work if I put it in the Xbox fridge itself.
Yeah, actually, yeah, it would. Yeah.
For anyone wondering, I'm putting a PC in an Xbox mini fridge.
Hey.
all right.
Yeah.
I mean, you're beating him to the punch.
Yeah, right.
I've wanted to do it for
about
years.
to do anyway.
He showed it to me at the Mega Store opening. Just press play.
Yeah, I have a whole Blender file with the graphics card and everything all set up. So I'm just trying to figure out how to put it all together. That's the hard part. All right, sweet.
You want to go box?
Pick a box?
You pick one.
Eeny, meeny. I'll go 2.
Just go ahead, Ryan. What do you got?
Uh-oh. That means you got something good. Am I good?
A PSP with a charger. This beautiful blue one.
Whoa.
It's like that crystal, sapphire-looking blue. This thing is gorgeous. So
See, you
gorgeous
guys
that
thought
I
was
saw it
messing
and I
around
was
with the
like,
prizes.
John,
Thought I was messing around.
I kind of want this. There you go.
And just so y'all know that are waiting in line, there are some butt cheek gifts in
hasn't picked
this.
well- he picked
All
well so
because you
far,
saw,
right?
all because you saw an SP and a PSP. These are top tier. It's just gonna get worse.
Those
from
are
here.
those
All
are the good
downhill.
prizes.
Yeah,
Just to
it's
clarify,
really just gonna get worse from here.
it is worse.
All complaints go to Spawnwave.
Hi guys.
Hello.
First, I just want to say it's really cool to be here, see all of y'all in person. I'm a big fan of all of y'all, and I think it's pretty funny that this is episode 420 because me and my partner started dating on 420.
Nice.
Congrats.
Thank you. So just a general question I have for y'all. What's like a silliest or like craziest memory you've had at either like a con or a convention or an event?
Probably last year when we were just sitting there and Sean was 4 or 5 drinks deep and he just said, I'm going live. And then by the time he turned around, he was live on his phone.
Yeah.
That was it. Now it's just a tradition.
Now it's become tradition. I would say, I don't know if I could really say this because it was here. I don't know if anyone there was someone had came to the convention named Chris Chan, and that was a fun afternoon. I'll leave it at that.
You got one, Sean? No.
Except when he went live, we held our breath for an hour.
I got a quick one.
Okay.
It's a very short story, but like a few years ago, I used to date this girl, and she had a friend that liked to sell at conventions. So one convention she would often go to is Anthrocon in Pittsburgh, which is a furry convention. And so by association, it was like, hey, let's all get a room together, and me and my girlfriend can just kind of like help her set up her booth, but then we'll go enjoy the city, right? Just to clarify, I wasn't there for the furry con, but I was.
You sure?
I was there.
Liar.
I don't believe him.
I just want to clarify, I was there to set up the booth. But here's the thing.
No shaming.
Here's the thing. No, you know what? A lot of fun. But we're going through the brochure, right? And we're like, what kind of panels does a furry convention have? You know? And one of them said furry first responders. And I'm like, furry? We got to go to that. And sure enough, full fursuits, and they're first responders. And they're like, yeah, we're going to show you how to like do
CPR?
CPR, chest compressions. And so they're in a full fursuit on like this dummy on the floor doing chest compressions, and I just had this sort of like weird moment of like, what is going on right now?
That's crazy.
But at the same time, I respected it. That's somebody that's like, they're a furry, they love it, that's their thing, but also they're saving lives when they're at home, and I thought that was oddly beautiful.
Okay.
Ryan,
Sounds like quite the experience there.
what's your persona?
Ooh.
My fr-
Just wondering.
Do you have a
Supposed to
different
bring here.
name?
I'm still working on it.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you very much, all of y'all.
Do you want to pick a box?
pick a box?
I'll do number 1.
Woo!
Okay, what we got?
Ryan, I think you should give.
Oh,
give
God.
them this one. It's important. You guys will see why in a minute.
This is Ryan's special gift to you guys.
It's furry.
All right, so I may have brought these, and this is why you're not going to like my prize. A sealed copy of Hannah Montana for PlayStation 2. I do think that's better than a PSP and a Game Boy Advance.
I'm gonna reset these.
Get it graded.
Okay. Well, you got to keep it. You can take to CGC. They can give you a 9.9 on that CGC label, and then you can sell it in 50 years and
Like
maybe
30,000.
break even.
Bro, they sold a cardboard Madden Genesis for $480,000.
Yeah, but did they really?
If you're not, I get it.
Hi.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hi. I got one for Celia.
Oh, hi.
Hi. I believe this was before you started at Yacht Club, but how did they get an actual Shovel Knight amiibo?
Wait, sorry, rewind.
How did Yacht Club get an actual Shovel Knight amiibo?
A handshake, a high five, and I can't really talk about it, I'm sorry. But what I can say is initially when the conversation started, we thought it was a fake email because there was no way we could have gotten amiibo, and we're really thankful for Nintendo for giving us that opportunity. Yeah.
Cool. Oh, has there ever been an official record of heights with Sean and John?
Wait.
Record of what?
A record of height?
Height.
Oh, a record of
yeah, Sean. Yeah.
He yelled
Can
about
we,
it on the
can we
live
have them
stream
stand
for a
up,
really long
please?
time.
Person the button, people.
Take off your hat and stand in front.
Back to back.
Wait, shoes off.
Take off
Shoes
your
off.
hat. Take off the hat.
Okay.
Just.
And Sean's hair. And don't give him this little poof as extra height.
I think Sean's taller.
Thank you. I'll do one.
Box
Box
one.
number one.
What is in box number 1?
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
You won a Battle GC wireless gamepad by Pro Series.
It's a game. It's the GameCube controller for the Switch, Wii, GameCube.
Switch, Wii, GameCube,
PC.
PC.
Answer? Good one. Good question. I think they would update the game now.
Should work with everything, right?
We have a
Probably
prize
works just
swap.
Yeah.
How we doing?
Good.
Hello.
This one's more for John, but real quick, RGT, Mets or Yankees?
You know, I'm kind of fluid. As long as one of them is doing good, because I'm not really, baseball. I kind of watched it growing up, but it's not super thing. Like Yankees are doing good. Hey,
So the ones on that.
congrats. Mets are doing good. Hey, congrats.
Cool. Let's go next.
What's that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, John, more for you. I mean, like your thing is you gotta like get the rundown every day with your news update, and so many people online just like to be negative about everything. They look for that opportunity. And I was just wondering, does it ever get exhausting when you feel like the need to report on people bitching about stuff?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I mean, it's usually the internet does tend to slant towards more of the negative perspective about a lot of things. I try to mostly be straightforward with it, and then kind of go from there. But yeah, it is. I think a lot of that just has to do with social media, specifically knee-jerk reactions on places like X or Twitter, because it's so easy to first thought and just send it. But yeah, it can be kind of a drag sometimes going through every single thing, and it's like, man, it's video games. You have fun, so.
Yeah.
But
I feel that.
that's how it goes.
I'll do box 2.
Box 2.
Whoa.
Let's go. Drum roll. Drum roll.
Whoa! He's rich.
That was supposed to be the bad one, but I don't know.
Get it graded.
Hey, hold on to that one. You know.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah. Before I get started, I just want to say to RGT, I hope your stepdad, recovers well and
Thank
that
you.
all goes well, man. It broke my heart when I heard that, And I loved hearing the updates every video. I think that was probably the most entertaining part of your video for some reason.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday. It's still got a long ways to go. He's at assisted living facility right now, and he's like early 60s with a bunch of like 80-year-olds. He's like, I hate it here. I was like, yeah, but you got to do the physical therapy and stuff. But he's coming along. He's doing better.
It's great to hear. And I guess this is just a general question for you guys. This is something on my mind. How do you think they'd go about designing the colors on new Joy-Cons, because they decided to go with the blue and red underneath the sticks and on the sides and on the side of the console, which is really weird because if you get a new color on the controller, it's going to look off on the console, right?
Well, I think what they did with the Switch 2 is they tried to make it more of like a mature looking system. So we didn't get the neon like red or blue, but they kind of more muted, and I think that's why it's just they're aiming for an older audience with it, and like the price comes in around that as well at $450. So, but I still think it'd be cool if they did just more flashy designs for the Joy-Cons. So the way that they're set up, it wouldn't be too hard either. It's few pieces that go together. So for molding plastic, changing up the color completely.
As far as it looking nice together, what if they released, I don't know, say the pink and green Joy-Cons again, but then the side of the console still has the blue and red, it looks a little off.
Well, that could be your little secret.
That's a good,
Nobody else really knows.
That's a good point. You mean the inside part? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
'Cause I see it peeking out when I hold my
those
Switch
things,
too.
those two in there, they're just stickers.
What?
Yeah. So the inside, the one side is like the orange or like the orange kind of the salmon color, and the blue. Those are just stickers. You can peel them off. Technically, it's not easy.
Wow.
But
I had no idea.
So they could. I mean, if they do a limited edition Switch 2, that I assume those would just be changed out at the factory.
The Spawncast is not responsible for any
Don't do
damage
that.
you
Don't do that.
to
Yeah.
the Switch
I think they
2
could, if they even kept the Joy-Con colors the same and they did different color etchings around it. I think that would actually look really good. A good backdrop.
I want them to bring back the fantastic colors.
Well,
So.
I'm thinking like
give us
Metroid
pink.
Prime 4, and you could etch out in orange and stuff around the sides. That'd be kind of cool. So,
Awesome. Thank you.
You want to pick a box?
let's pick a box.
Let's go with 2.
2.
Two.
Which one's 2? This one?
Okay, that's fine.
A fully complete stadium.
How was it me?
No, I looked because I don't remember what number. Go ahead. Oh, he got the Ouya?
Going this out. I'll bring him around if it's on this side.
Oh, yeah.
Get it graded.
Almost killed somebody.
Come around.
I'm going to say that for everything. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, this is Raj from Switch Effect. Quick question, same question for all of you. What would you say is your guilty pleasure game you play today as an adult, starting with RGT?
You know, most of the games I play, I'm not like, I don't feel guilty about them. I'm like, I'll be like, yeah, this slaps. I guess maybe something like Friday the 13th, and that could be actually NES or the PS4 or the Switch game. I loved both of those. I loved the one as a kid on the NES, and I loved the new one, or the newer one that came out. And it really sucked that like they got screwed over with the license, so they couldn't add more content to the game, and then they were just like, oh, we gotta kill it now. So yeah, I'd maybe say that.
I was going to say WWE every year because it's always broken. And there's
Yeah.
always something wrong with it, and then I always buy it every time because we'll play online together, so it's got that community aspect to it. If it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't. I'd just play the PS2 games all the time in GameCube.
I was thinking probably like a licensed game on PS1 since I like grew up with it, and I always think about like some of those titles that like it feels like Stockholm Syndrome, right? When you play a licensed game as a kid and you're like, oh man, this is so fun. But then you go back to it 20 years later and you're like, oh, this is actually really bad. So like the one I think of is Disney's Dinosaurs.
Hell
or
yeah.
Dinosaur. That you remember that movie?
Yeah, I remember that movie.
It's like it's so janky and awful, but like I can go back to it and it's fun.
Mary Kate and Ashley Get a Clue for the Game Boy Color. I love that game so much, unironically. So it is a licensed game, obviously, but it was a good game that got reskinned for Mary Kate and Ashley. So that's my answer.
Jody.
I play a lot of Fortnite, unfortunately, and it's kind of bad for the gaming industry, but it's fun, and they put the Avatar characters in it a little bit ago. It was really nice. I didn't get the Battle Pass, the new one, but
We all do in secret.
I'm a big fan. Fox?
You pick one.
I'm a big fan of Jody, so 2.
Okay. You won
What do we got?
WrestleMania, the arcade game on the SNES.
There it is.
Yeah!
How's it going?
It's going good. All right, so this question goes out to anyone who wants to answer. What's a horrible video game that you love either ironically or unironically?
Who wants to go first?
Turning Point Fall of Liberty on the PlayStation 3. It was a game that kind of like, it was a World War II thing, but like if the other side won and invaded the United States. And I don't know, I thought it was a cool concept, but it was so horrible. And I was like in my early 20s when it came out, and like me and my buddy would be kind of in a different mood. I'm trying to think. We would be in a different mental state, and we would be like, yo, did you hear about Liberty? Nah, what happened? Yo, Liberty's fallen, dog. And then we would play it for like 5-10 minutes. We're like, this game's so bad, but it was funny.
The Bubsy franchise. I love how everything kills you and that there's fall damage. And he, ironically and with sass, says what could go wrong. Everything can go wrong.
So apparently, I didn't realize this. This game, everyone else hates. Didn't know this. It's rated terribly. I grow up thinking it's amazing. Jedi Outcast.
Oh, God.
Is that game bad? Am I wrong? Is that a bad game?
It's not a good game, John.
See?
They're gaslighting you.
Nostalgia. It's
Nostalgia's
nostalgia.
me, right?
Play it today.
Oh,
The truth comes out.
I like that. That's a good game. That's a good game. I used to watch it on G4. They had a show called Cinematech, and they would just show you parts of games. And I remember that was one of them, where Kyle Katarn went to the temple, and Luke Skywalker was there and taught him how to regain his force powers. It was fun. Yeah, Joe's nothing.
I don't know.
What's a game that no one likes but you like?
Fortnite.
Fortnite. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
Same
right.
answer, huh?
You pick a box.
I'll go with the 1 because that's the score I gave Ride to Hell Retribution.
Oh, there we go.
classic.
There we go.
Ooh, you won a GameCube.
Dude, right? See? Hey. It is complete. Yeah, see? Got the platinum controller.
Enjoy
Power.
it.
Oh, hold on a minute. You put it down right here?
Shows you giving him the wrong power brick.
Jedi Outcast. Thank you.
Jedi Outcast.
Thank you.
I hope he sues you, John.
I just gave away greatness.
You can also play Mary Kate and Ashley License to Drive on that thing. It's so good
Wow.
though. I like how it doesn't
Rude.
work.
Okay, so my question's for everybody. Do you think they're gonna actually add more games to the Switch 2 updates, like how they did with Pokemon Scarlet and all of those? Because I have a feeling they're probably just gonna every 6 months we're probably just gonna get one game that comes out. Like they usually do for all the online expansion stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. Are there any games that you think that they should actually bring back, put updates on? Because I was trying Pokemon, or I'm sorry, not Pokemon, Mario Tennis Aces, and that game was you can definitely tell it needs a little bit of an upgrade, considering it was an early Switch 1 game.
Sure.
And, the shadows are kind of all jaggy and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a whole bunch of games they could do it for.
Yeah, I'm just wondering which ones they'll actually put out, because I feel like it's gonna be a really small rollout instead of what they originally did.
Yeah, because they did Splatoon 3, and that got a different date on the webpage from the release one. So it's okay, maybe every month, maybe they'll do a.
Well, yeah, and I mean they had, if you looked at the initial batch of games that they rolled out on day one that had patches, they were all dated, and that kind of made me think, well, why are you putting a date on these unless you're going to do more? And then of course we saw Splatoon 3 just out of nowhere. They're like, oh yeah, here's an update. So I definitely think there'll be more. I would like it if third-party companies also kind of went along with it for some of their games. I just don't see that happening, unfortunately. But I think a lot of your first-party games or adjacent games or second-party stuff, you'll
What's
probably.
the game you want to see?
Third-party wise?
No, just the game in general. What game you want an update for?
You put me on the spot here, dog.
I was going to say Luigi's Mansion 3. That's still at 30, but they could. I mean, that's a great looking game now.
I mean, with HDR and
If they can
Luigi's
make the game
Mansion
look even better.
Yeah.
Okay, and everything on it, that would actually be really dope.
Yeah, that's what I would go with.
Is Mario Wonder confirmed to already have one?
No.
That'd be great.
Mario
that game
Wonder, yeah.
looks
Yeah,
nice
I didn't
already.
get one.
Yeah.
But Super Mario Deluxe did.
Yeah, exactly. That weird one did, yeah.
You want to pick a box?
Yeah, I'll pick number 2. I'll do number 2 for sure.
You get King of Fighters 14. No, we're Roman numerals. King of Fighters 14
It's Roman numerals,
Steelbook
I'm gonna read.
Edition for the PlayStation 4 Steel!
Oh my god!
Those Roman numerals were a little tough for you, huh, buddy?
John, slip another one of those Hannah Montanas in there. That's why I'm here. So.
Oh, he wants a Hannah Montana, John.
We have to control the market.
Just wanted to say good job on the Indie Game Awards last night. I hope it becomes an annual thing. And I was speaking of annual, the drunk stream. I was very proud to see that.
Thank you.
Pop up in my feed. So hopefully that's annual as well. I was walking around here yesterday and seeing all the thousands of physical games, physical consoles. And then I was thinking of my Switch 2 at home, and I was thinking the current generation with the key cards and Xbox still saying anything can be an Xbox and still touting that line. Do you think at this point, people care about physical versus digital storefronts, or is it kind of like we're all gamers, we're just going to take game as it comes, like Fortnite, for instance? Like, what can you buy physical for that other than V-Bucks cards, right? Yeah. So do you think Gen Z even cares, that you can't?
Well, speaking for myself, I do care.
Okay.
But I also feel like a lot of people, it's not very accessible right now, right? Physical games are so expensive that a cheaper option for the younger generation makes sense. Most Gen Z doesn't have money. I don't have, you know what I mean? So it's just you go for the cheaper option. But personally, I do care, and I have a huge Switch 1 collection that I'm really happy that I have, and I'm going to try to get all of the physical Switch 2 games, but just, it depends on your type of situation. Also, Gen Z is in a weird stage of life, and a lot of us are moving around right now and stuff. So it's just, I think it really depends on the person to person.
I also think it kind of plays a role in what era you grew up with. If you're 30s or 40s or whatever, you grew up with VHS, DVD, Blu-rays, CDs, cassettes. So physical media was the only way to get it. But if you're younger and all you grew up with are streaming services,
That's like
downloadable.
Gen Alpha though, so that's not even, that's like younger than Gen Z.
Yeah, but like there, you were kind of the tail end of the real physical media.
We had a Blockbuster.
For like 2 years.
I liked it.
Wait, how old were you at Blockbuster?
2, 4.
Okay. Good memories there.
We had like a little red box though. I was big on physical
Oh yeah,
stuff.
Redbox. But like once again, that's a perfect example because Blockbuster phased out. Then you had Redbox. Do people still use Redbox and stuff like that? Like Netflix used to send you DVDs in the mail. Like
I got DVDs on the mail from Netflix.
Did you ever like a Hollywood Video near you or like a California
I'm
Video?
from a very, very small town,
Wow.
so we didn't have very many things at all.
We used to have competing rental stores. That was the whole thing.
We maybe had one DVD store, and they were not in business for very long.
And then you had the mom and pop shops, and they always had like the special area behind the curtain.
What?
Adults only.
I think there's convenience plays into it too. So it's a lot easier just to have an SD card with all your games loaded on it and just travel around with that than.
I don't think it's just age though, because I joined a Gamers Over 30 Facebook group, and I posted being like, "Hey guys, like I need new I have collection ideas because I don't know where to put all my stuff," and everyone made fun of me for not having digital games, and I was like, "Where am I? Who are you people?" I left the Facebook group.
Yeah, well,
Family video store.
You want to pick a box?
Number 2.
Number 2? Oh, all right.
Uh-oh.
What do you know? Hannah Montana.
It's time for us to flood the market with Hannah Montana.
Alright, first of all, hello everybody. Hope y'all are doing good this weekend so far. Thank y'all for hosting the panel and everything y'all done this weekend. For my questions for all of y'all here, I want to know what is y'all's favorite game console? For me, it's the Wii U. I'm young, so that was my first console, and now I have a complete North American collection of it, so that's kind of my little baby, so I'm curious what is y'all's?
Well, mine's the GameCube. That was like perfect time for me, like 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there. So that's mostly what I would gravitate towards at this point.
I don't, I'm kind of like if somebody were asking me my top 5 games, the order would always change. Like I have a general idea, just depending on the day. I almost feel like that with consoles as well. I would say for like Impact and stuff like that, and something that I go back and play a lot of, Dreamcast. For such a short lifespan, it did so much. Like there were so many awesome things online, games like Shenmue, arcade. Because really at that time, you had the N64 and the PS1. You weren't getting arcade quality fighting games on those systems. And then the Dreamcast came along, it's the exact same thing.
Still clean picture too.
Huh?
Still clean picture too.
Yeah, I mean it's the if you compare like the video out of a Dreamcast to something like even like a PS2, like you could get a better picture with less work on the Dreamcast than you can a PS2. And then color palettes, different types of polygons they use. But yeah, I'd say the Dreamcast.
PlayStation 3?
Yeah, it was easy.
Yeah, it was easy.
Yeah.
I love that it was a disaster at launch. It was so expensive. Blu-ray player, this obtuse CPU, the cell architecture. It was just this ridiculous system that all these developers had to learn over time. And then eventually they figured it out, shipped amazing games on it. If we get particular, those early models, if you do maintain them correctly, there's still like a powerhouse console. And it is the only console still to this day that you can insert 3 generations of games in it, 1, 2, 3, and it will play it back locally with an emulation layer for PS1, and then onboard PS2 hardware, and of course PS3. Still the only console that can do that. 3 generations of PlayStation off one system. Love it.
Nintendo 64. That was the console. That was my first console, but also was the thing that made me think, yeah, I think gaming is my thing.
I have one of those.
Mine's the Switch.
Yep.
Basically, but I got really into gaming during that time. I was pretty young when the Wii came out, and I really love it. And I really loved my Wii U as well. But that was like, I started watching YouTube around then, and I was just like consuming everything Nintendo Switch.
You pick a box.
I'm gonna go with box 1.
Box 1.
Ah, you won Hannah Montana.
How many are there? I don't know.
I was going to say, these 50-50s, people have been hitting them pretty good
People
recently.
really excited about Hannah Montana, right? You might be on something there.
We are all rich with Hannah Montana.
Oh, here's the king. Here's the king.
Don't
right
ask
here.
questions.
So I feel like the most interesting thing about the Nintendo Switch 2 is its mouse controls. And one of the games I'm excited for is Meteoroid Prime 4 with how its mouse controls is. So it had me wonder, what else could future games look like in terms of the mouse controls? Is there a particular game that you guys would want to see with the mouse controls?
Mario Paint. That I put it. You know what you do? You want to get people. I mean, it won't work, but you put the SNES version on there, and then you got the Switch 2. Oh, you can use the mouse controls. The peasants on the Switch 1, they don't have mouse controls. You got to use the crappy controller controls. But yeah, I'd love to see that and a sequel. Like, I know Donkey Kong's got that weird chisel mode, but I almost feel like that's that. I'm actually surprised. Like, I get Welcome Tour, whatever. But, like, I feel like Mario Paint, like a new Mario Paint as a launch game would have been so much better to just, like, hey, this is how you use the mouse. Because the mouse is actually, I don't use it in games, really, but I actually like using it on the home screen to just kind of navigate. Like, it's very nice.
So I was going to say simulators. I think it's perfect for that.
Dude.
Like, I love city builders.
You could put the SimCity Super Nintendo game onto NSO that had the cool additional stuff like Bowser in it. That's the only version that had it.
Yeah, well, I think that stuff works perfectly for it. Because, like, simulators on console, that's always the number one complaint, is that playing with a controller and navigating through menus. Like, I think it's perfect. Yeah, do that.
DS games. In particular, Nintendogs.
Nintendogs.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah, I know, it'd be so cool.
Nintendogs, that'd be fun.
I second Nintendogs. It was fully. It's very
DS
important.
would, DS would be really good. I think I thought on NSO.
It'd be so
The mouse?
rad.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go with box number 1.
Box number 1. You get.
Oh, wow.
Celia, you want to do it?
You get an Evercade EXP with games from Capcom.
That's a good one.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, that Evercade. It's got a bunch of Capcom games
Yeah, let's
built
get
into
more
it.
Hannah
You can
Montana.
buy cartridges for it. It's cool.
All right, so I actually have 2 questions. One's for everybody, so I'll ask that one first. What do you think is just the worst game that you've ever played, whether that be a game that's notorious for just being a bad game or a game that reviewed well that you just didn't enjoy?
Oh, jeez.
I mean, obviously for me, because of the precedent that I may have helped build up for this game a little bit, because of the pedigree of people involved, the projects that they had been involved in, the initial trailers that reminded me of a previous game that they had done, Balan. I mean, that game just broke my soul. Like Yuji Naka, when Yuji Naka got locked up for like insider trading, I felt bad, but I was like, you know what? You kind of deserved it, homie. Like, you put that game out there into the world, you kind of deserve it.
Worst game that you played that you didn't like.
The worst game I played that I didn't like.
Can be something that was
If it was reviewed well, but you still didn't like it.
Oh,
but if a game reviews well, you automatically love it. So
No, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I just did not like it. It was just there was too much stimulation, and it did not work for me. I think I tried for like 10 or 12 hours, and I just kind of moved on from it. I don't know. I'm not as into the medieval setting really either. So, but
I mean, you have an easy one to pick. What did you just platinum, stupid?
Well, yeah, but I, yeah, that's true. I mean, I kind of did that thing where I beat the game, and then I was one trophy away from a platinum, and so I had the choice of either putting the picture up to show Ryan that I only needed one trophy to platinum it, which, by the way, Diophil Chronicle still like that. Haven't changed it. So I decided to get the last trophy and post the platinum for Mind's Eye.
That's the only reason why
I
you
have
did
platinum
it.
for it. I do. And now you have to do it whenever 30 platinums, 30 days comes around.
Stop giving spoilers.
Because you know it's like a 10-hour platinum.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went through that.
I played a lot of like I don't know if anybody remembers this. When PlayStation Vita came out, Sony had this initiative where they wanted to do smartphone games on the Vita and also Android. So they had this program called PlayStation Mobile. So you could ship a mobile game on Vita and Android handsets. No game in particular, but like a lot of them were really bad. And I would review those like back in 2011, 2012.
So it's bad game. Favorite bad game? Or
or that reviewed well.
Okay, well, this did not review well, but the magazine said it was cool. Quest 64. That was the game that made me realize that they were bad games, because before that, it was all bangers. Banjo-Kazooie, Mario 64, like Super Smash Brothers. Everything I played was fantastic. And I remember playing that because I rented it from Blockbuster, and I wasn't having fun, and I didn't know why, and I thought I was just playing it wrong. So I rented it 3 more times until I was like, I think it's the game.
3 more times.
I'm gonna say Ocarina of Time.
Oh my man.
She's now.
Boo.
She's dead to me now.
I've tried so many times, you guys.
You want to remake it? You want to remake it?
No, I think if they remake it, great. It's like what's there is good, but it's not good in 2025. You know. How do you feel about it personally? Have you played it this year?
Have you played it this year?
Oh, well, wait.
We'll fight later.
All right, I'll keep my mouth shut. My bad.
We're all entitled to our wrong opinions.
I'm not allowed to have opinions. I forgot.
And then I had one more question for RGT. I need your expert prediction. Cena versus Punk. Who's winning today?
Cena.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
I think it'll be Cena.
Okay.
I'll do number 2.
I know you're scaring me.
Yeah! You guys should start a club.
All right.
You guys should all take a photo together.
Oh, that's very important. Yeah, everyone get them graded. We're gonna flood the market. Everyone list it for $1 million. We'll get news articles.
I mean, that's what those companies do.
All right, guys. I've been playing games for 57 years.
Hell yeah.
What?
I'm in my 60s. I got over 30,000 video games.
Damn.
Wow.
Now, I watch you guys all the time. Now, you guys made my new YouTube channel because I got so many games I haven't, got to it. But I've been playing all the games. I came all the way down here to see RGT.
Hell yeah.
I'm Ravenwood Games.
Ravenwood Games. Yeah, we're talking.
Yeah, we're talking. I talk to you a lot of times. I just want to say I love the show. You guys are great. I haven't met Celia yet. She's new. I haven't seen her yet. But I just want to say, RGT, what is your favorite basketball game, video game?
My favorite basketball game? I mean, as far as like a modern one goes, I really liked NBA 2K14. I thought they did a lot of good things with that. If we're going a more nostalgic route, NBA Jam, obviously Tournament Edition and stuff was better, but like NBA Jam was just so fresh and so different, and like it essentially created a brand new genre. Not only, I mean, you can say, you had Arch Rivals. It's like, yeah, Arch Rivals was okay, but like it was not NBA Jam. NBA Jam then created NFL Blitz and NHL Hits and stuff like that. So I'd say that.
You're all right. I just want to say, good luck to your father.
Thank you.
It's good. And let's go Knicks.
Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks.
You gonna pick a box?
Let's go Knicks.
Which box?
Y'all might as well cheer for the Knicks because Philly ain't doing nothing next year,
2?
pal.
That's 1.
Enjoy that Paul George contract.
You won.
Y'all thought you had
Hannah
something with Paul George.
Yay! Did you have that in your collection?
Sealed?
Oh, wow. There you go.
Well, thank you, everybody. Good afternoon.
Hello.
This question is for the entire panel. So we have a lot of cool new Nintendo Switch 2 games coming out to usher the new era of Nintendo Switch. We got DK Bonanza, Kirby Air Riders, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Pokemon Legends Arceus, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and Splatoon Raiders. So my question for everyone is, What is your most anticipated Switch 2 game? I will start, and then we'll go left to right. I'm excited for Splatoon Raiders, because it's the first time we're seeing a spin-off of Splatoon, and we will start from the left.
The question I was
What's your
with.
most anticipated Switch 2 or Switch 2 game coming up?
Okay, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I really love the Donkey Kong franchise, and I'm really excited to see what it has to do in 3D and not on the N64.
That was going to be my answer as well. I really like saying the word bonanza, so that's just plus points.
Metroid Prime 4 because it got announced.
You just skipped Celia.
She just said bonanza.
Oh yeah, no, I said bonanza.
Oh, okay.
Bonanza, bonanza, bonanza.
Wasn't listening,
He tunes out.
Metroid Prime 4 because it got announced 8 years ago and it needs to come out. Ryan?
It's not announced yet, but I've been waiting patiently for the next mainline Mario. Next mainline 3D Mario. Loved Odyssey, favorite Switch game. Please give me the next one.
Pokemon.
Pokemon's kind of like an easy pick for me.
Yeah,
but I love mainline 3D Mario, so I'm waiting for the next one.
Okay.
I was going to say Metroid Prime 4, but I'm going to switch it up because I don't want to pick the same thing as him. You know, I'm excited to see WWE finally back on the Switch, too, after the debacle that was WWE 2K18. But just to see how that game runs so much better on the Switch 2 now just disgusts me as a human.
Let me guess, both of those have Hannah Montana in there.
That would be funny.
You'll only find out if you pick one.
All right, I'm going to pick one.
One?
Come on, no Hannah Montana. No Hannah Montana.
Oh, now two's there.
Montana.
Get it graded.
You think it'd be cruel if we showed what they could have won?
No, that's cruel.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys? I just
What's
want to
going
say, really like your show. It's amazing. Sean, I'm surprised you didn't come out here and try to make pretend you were a Dreamcast guy.
YouTube.com/Dreamcast guy.
Especially with the person that said he didn't know who you were. I didn't really, I'm just gonna wing it. I think that what's your favorite pickup or the best deal that you ever got at a video game convention?
Does it have to be a convention?
Nah.
I went to Goodwill the other day and got a Wii for $2.50. I've never been happier, and it works. I tested it, so we're good.
Yeah, my favorite Goodwill, Goodwill find. This was also 15 years ago, so this will never happen again. Was a complete in-box Ocarina of Time and a complete in-box Mario 64 for $5.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I cried.
So, I mean, I could cheat a little bit and, like, their PS4s were always broken all the time back during the generation. I'd get them $20 for an HDMI that was messed up. Fixed it for $5, so that's probably the best one.
I got one. Yeah.
$20 PS4.
Mine's probably Pokemon Crystal complete in box. Well, not complete in box. It was missing the manual, but still like complete in box or semi-complete. That game's like in the 800 plus neighborhood, especially if it's a first print with that misprint on the back where there's a typo. And I got that for $500, and I was able to work out a deal with the seller where they had the manual, they just didn't have it on them. But I had a manual for Emerald, and I was like, could we swap? So I gave away my Emerald manual, got a complete in-box copy of the game for $500 when it's normally like an absurd amount, $800 to. Like
I'd say that Panasonic Q that I bought at Long
That was
Island
a good
Retro
one.
that year.
Yeah.
Because I want to say it was like, it didn't have any of the hookups, and the guy couldn't show me that it worked. He was like, but it works. So I was like, all right. He was a store, so like I just made a mental note of his store, and I was like, if it doesn't work, I'm gonna bury you in a video, pal. But no, I ended up what did I? Yeah, it was like $200. Like I just took the chance, and it worked. It was great. So I'd say that.
Box one, please.
Box one.
Oh, I was mad when I saw this. I was like, I want this.
What is it, John?
Yeah,
Tell
what
us.
is it, John? Share with the class.
Share with the school.
What, did you tape the box, John? Is this a...
It's
Witcher 3 Elite
controller.
Xbox controller. Yeah, man.
Woo!
Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday.
and happy to shout out for the 420 episodes.
Hey.
You've all been on a podcast, or you have your own podcast. How do you keep yourself motivated to keep going and keep things fresh on while you're podcasting?
I think for me, it becomes just kind of, a habit. And, because obviously, like, Josie's perspective of YouTube is going to be a little bit different than John and I's because, she's in school and stuff like that. But you always got to stay productive, I think productivity comes down to it. And, if you're not being productive, then you're not really, staying relevant. So stuff like that kind of rolls into my mind.
I think it's good to have different personalities too. Like I like Josie's perspective because she has a younger perspective than a bunch of us old guys who see it differently. So it's usually interesting. So when she said she doesn't like Ocarina of Time, it's actually interesting because usually everyone says they like Ocarina of Time. So.
I think what I like, what keeps me doing it is that I like the people. Usually, it's just like if you have people that you have fun with and talk about interesting stuff with, it just like keeps it fun.
Not you, Celia.
I mean, I just show up. You guys do all the work. So.
Yeah, there you go.
The power of friendship keeps it fresh for me.
Okay, thank you. Number 2.
Number 2. What is it, number 2?
You got Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey.
So this is interesting. When you first saw it, the GameCube.
Oh.
This is like the first time she's seen a GameCube in person.
John brought his whole GameCube, and I had never.
She's fascinated by the disc.
They were tiny. I've never seen a GameCube.
We should have filmed that. It was incredible.
Yeah.
It was like
really
Christmas.
They're so cute.
In the box.
Oh yeah.
Hello. It's great seeing you all in person. I have a question for John. I've been watching Monday through Friday for years. So thank you for everything you do. So my question is, it was touched on earlier, like battling the negativity and everything on social media. What was like the decision-making process to do it every day? The creation, the news, every day. What was the idea behind that?
Part of that's because the daily news is depressing anyway on cable TV.
Yeah.
So it's like we have one for video games. But when I was growing up, we had G4 TV when it was like original G4 TV, not like the.
I used to watch
some
it
weird
too.
stuff
I was
before.
like 8.
Yeah, right. But the idea was you'd come home from school, you turn it on, and there's just video game stuff, news a lot of time, different shows you like. And I thought, well, what if we set a morning show around gaming news?
Yeah.
And it's just every weekday morning, it's there at like 8 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
That's it. You just tune in, about 20 minutes, which I found that the average commute is a little over 20 minutes. So I was like, all right, let's make it 20 minutes.
Yeah, I used to listen when I drive to work.
Yeah, so
I still listen every day while I'm making breakfast and everything. So
I'm
thank
happy
you
to
very
be
much.
the background noise, the companion video.
I'll pick box 1.
You got a good one, my friend.
What did you put in there? Oh, okay. I guess I'll find out.
WDF, no mercy.
Oh.
Woo!
Hey, John, I met you at Just Press Play. You
Yes.
saw my retro book. I appreciate that, man. It's good to see all you guys. My question is, can you all sign the Hannah Montana I'm about to win? That's my question.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Actually, one quick question, RGT. John obviously went to Just Press Play down here in Lancaster. I think you live in the area, maybe?
Kinda.
Kinda. Do you do any store visits or anything like that? Around this area specifically?
Well, I used to live closer to here, but then I moved. I'm like 3 hours away from here, so no, I had planned on doing some in my general area, but just haven't really.
Right.
I mean, most of the stores in my area are established, so they don't really like do events like that. So.
True. It was a grand opening. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, man.
out. It's gonna be Hannah Montana. Number 2.
You got Hannah Montana.
Yay! We will. We promise.
We got you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice, man. Watch the cords on the ground too. It's a trip. Watch the cords on the ground. Yeah, we're a trip.
Yeah, man.
We're in the yellow.
Oh.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Let's go.
And one of the things I noticed with the Switch 2 release is Nintendo's been absolutely silent on two of their largest properties, Animal Crossing and Smash. You think we'll see anything for holiday this year?
Oh, that's a good question.
Release or reveal?
Either. I mean, they didn't even get like an upgraded version. They sell for like $10 more. Get nothing. You got a crappy Animal Crossing update.
I mean, I think you might possibly. I don't know. Because Smash is kind of at the point where obviously Sakurai's working on Kirby Air Ride, so like he ain't working on Smash. So like, what could you do? Maybe an upgrade for the game or an upgrade for Animal Crossing in terms of visuals and stuff like that. Maybe a trailer for an Animal Crossing. You know what you'll see from Animal Crossing? Animal Crossing on the GameCube.
Yeah.
They can put that in NSO.
Yeah, that's
there you
what
go.
I'm saying.
Hey, that'd be it right there.
2.
You won a Too Many Games 24 storage game card box.
Yeah, there you go. Good old.
Hey guys, thanks for being here. John, I just wanted to say I'm super impressed with how many episodes that you put out, and I especially loved your Switch 2 release where you were up till like 2 in the morning and then went and recorded Newswave, so that was great. I wanted to ask you guys about retro physical games. It's about 20 years after a console releases that a game becomes popular in retro sense. So in 20 to 25 years from now, what do you think retro physical games look like? Do we still have conventions like this? Are people still going to be interested in retro physical games? Or because we're moving into a more digital future, is that going to kind of die out?
That's a good question.
It's an interesting question because on one hand, you would assume that less games being physically released and no nostalgia for them, less interest in it. But it's also kind of a double-edged sword because, I mean, how many years have you heard, oh, the retro bubble is bursting, the retro bubble, ain't nothing burst. Like maybe if, certain consoles and certain games on consoles stop going up in price. But I mean, walk around the show floor, yesterday's price ain't today's price, pal. So I don't know. I think, there'll always be an interest in it. And obviously 20 years from now is a long time. A lot of things can change. Who knows what the situation is. But I think it's, for now, the intermittent future, I think, this is probably the busiest I've ever seen this place. When we were pulling in this morning, they're wrapped around the building. I've been here, I started coming here, the first time I came here was 2016. Never seen anything like that. So,
Yeah, I hope it's still around. I hope we're good for the next 100 years. Although,
I'll be dead. Come on.
Well,
I'm on borrowed time.
It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun. Seeing the line that went all the way to the auxiliary parking, that's awesome. So,
all us older folks will keep it going. Right?
Hey, you can wheel me in here in 40 years. I'll still be here. Pick one or two.
One, please.
Is that me?
Is it? It's John.
Is Hannah Montana.
Yeah!
That's our last question.
Okay, so this is the last question.
Hello, thank you for coming. Great to see you all.
How many people are in line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wait, hold on.
Wait, hold on. Raise your hand if you were in line.
We're
I
counting.
want to see how many people we have.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Go through all of them?
What do you want to do?
You can do the last question, dude. I think we got stuff for everyone who was in line just now, too.
Yeah,
the
so
case cards
stay.
and stuff, just to give you guys something.
All right.
We're running out of time. You guys want cards?
Yeah. I don't care if I get my own another copy of Hannah Montana, but this question is pretty weird. So RGT85 mentioned NBA Jam, and what happened to the arcade sports games? Not just NBA Jam, but also NBA Street, MLB The Bigs. So when can we see another of these kinds of games? Because I grew up playing MLB The Bigs 2 a lot for the Xbox 360, and I kind of wish we got more arcadey sports games to balance out the realistic games like Madden NFL 25.
Yeah, it's honestly a very weird dynamic because a lot of it stems from, okay, so you had games like NFL Blitz, NHL Hits, on GameCube and stuff like that. The leagues didn't necessarily like how violent those games were, so they stopped kind of making those. And then you have the whole licensing thing where there's technically two separate licenses. There's an arcade-style sports license and a standard one. So like MLB games, Sony has that license. NFL games, Madden has that license. EA has that license. But somebody can make an arcade-style football game, and that would be okay. I guess the thought process is it's been so long since we had an arcade-style game, companies are just scared that the game's not going to do well, And, if they get that license, obviously those licenses have gone up dramatically in price. So, that's kind of, at least with NBA Jam, you have had, it's not necessarily new, but, on the Wii, the 360, the PS3, you did have an NBA Jam. You have the, what's the new franchise? What's the name? Remember the one I got pissed off on because everyone spent money on day one to become great in it?
Football.
Playgrounds. NBA Playgrounds. So like NBA Playgrounds, and they had a very monetary system in it where you could essentially day one buy the best Michael Jordan, and then you'd be better than everyone else online. So,
right. We got one box left.
Make a box.
They're guessing.
Oh, is this the good? This dude just got a Steam Deck.
Whoa! Congrats.
Well, thank you all for coming out to the panel. Hope it was good.
Thanks for supporting the show. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate it, guys. Been here a lot. Been here a long time. You guys will come out. We appreciate it. Thank you, the Spawncast panel. We're good.
Do you want to announce
We have a signing.
Oh, yeah.
Signing. We went over by like a minute and a half. Sorry.
Sorry, we have a signing in 40 minutes, right?
Yeah, 3:45 to 6 will be in Hall B doing a signing, so make sure you come out.
We owe 2 people 24 card case things. So.
Yes.
Hold on one second. I will get 2 more.
Hang out for a second.
I will get 2 more. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Like or don't like?
You're on.
I love that you brought a jacket.